Hola and welcome everybody to Monday Night Fire Shrike. And we're gonna start off with a scene that we've seen this scene before, but it didn't make sense then because it had no context. But we're gonna bring this back, and we see the halls of the Shadow of Ever, and we see a guy in a workman's outfit, um, and his toolkit walking down the corridor, and a couple of guards stop him, and they talk for a minute about normal things. They appear to have at least a passing familiarity with one another, with each other. They discuss a local, sports team, and maybe a couple of movies, a little bit of gossip, sort of work gossip kind of thing. And the two men let the workmen, go past. And as maybe the camera sort of like rotates from the behind shot as this is going on, as we sort of like he moves forward and the camera is rotating while following him, to where it comes to like a side view, and there's just a flash of a symbol, and we can't really tell exactly what it is. His collar obscures part of it on his neck, just a flash of some sort of symbol that glows for a second. And then we see this person go down into, he gets into the engine room, and he basically looks over at a couple of the people that are already there and says, there's some small talk conversation again, as the other workmen crew of workmen start to pick up their gear and leave. Um, and he's
Ah,
like,
there they
and maybe
are.
he says something like, and maybe he says something like, um, maybe he says something like, I'll hold it down until the rest of the shift gets here. It's fine. And the rest of them clear out, and then we see him start unpacking, open his compartment, and start pulling things out, and it becomes clear as he moves the tools that he's got something else in mind and something else underneath his tools. And we see that he's got explosive devices which he starts pulling out, and detonators, and starts installing them. And then, as we see him installing these things, we cut to another scene where we see a large group of androids that all look very, very, very much, that all look exactly alike, and they're on a bridge, and there is a large army of them, essentially a large squad of them or whatever, and they are facing down another one that looks just like them, and the android,
But they're facing down one?
yep. The lone android turns around and fires a few shots from a sniper rifle, and tosses an explosive behind him. And when the dust clears, and we hear and see like the rapid fire of a lot of guns going off and some explosions and whatnot that just sort of flashes through the fog. And when the fog clears, there is no one on the bridge except for the army. The lone android is gone, um, having either mixed in with the rest of them or made some sort of dramatic escape is unclear. um, and then we get another scene. We get a scene, that is very much it's a room underground, and it's full of a group of androids. And there is a knock at the door, and one of them answers and opens the slide peephole, and part of a symbol that looks very similar to the one on the workman's collar, underneath the workman's collar. It's still kind of hard to tell exactly what it is, glows silver, and they open the door, and there is a lot of gunfire, and a whole squadron of androids comes into this room and starts tearing the androids within apart. Like, it's not even a close fight. The androids that were in the room had a sense that it looked like they were casually waiting for somebody. And when the other androids burst in, they just start havoc. Just start shooting. They go through and shoot each and every one of them. Um, and then a uh, we also see like something that is like it's kind of hard to describe. There's just white light everywhere. There is the impression that there is a floor and shapes within this, but it's kind of hard to make out the distinctive. They're potentially reflective surfaces. So um, and we see one lone android that is standing there in front of this, and they have that sniper rifle out and aimed at something in the distance, um, and then we kind of flash back in, and we get the modern scene for we pick back up with let's pick back up with Shaba and Merch and Company. Um, be You guys have just got done analyzing um, the data, the data that Loyalty Dash Zero retrieved from the drug dealer that was selling tainted drugs, and it was clear that this operation, like the drugs were tainted on purpose. That there was a purpose. And when you asked Loyalty about it, he said he thought they were trying to. He just got done saying he thinks somebody was trying to smoke him out, and asked to see Commodore Zai. And he's kind of standing there and looking thoughtful for a moment.
That's interesting on him. We're on the Fire Shrike, right?
Yep, you are currently on the Fire Shrike.
Okay, I do try to get Zai up on comms if possible.
You can send a message out, but it's going to take a while to reach him. Glycil has given you an estimate that, and Merch, you've probably come to this conclusion too. It's going to take you at least a week here to get this thing under control, even knowing what the root cause is, because there's so much going on. There's two kinds of plagues going on, and
Right.
huge problem with addiction. This is
Mhm,
going to
mhm.
take, and the current doctor is quite overworked, even with the staff you've got on hand with the fire
Right,
strike.
right.
It's going to take a little bit to get this under control.
Yeah,
So,
Hell, nuke it from orbit.
I wasn't gonna say nuke it from orbit, but definitely kill all the dealers that are selling fucking tainted
All
products.
I heard was nougat, and now I need a Snickers. Oh shit!
Damn it,
Somebody's hangry.
I'm fucking. I want chocolate. God damn it.
So yeah, like he's kind of looking thoughtful, and he kind of is like, he says, "I assume that your rooms are full."
We got the huts if you want to sleep in one of those.
He kind of
the bungalows. Yeah.
he glares at you. He goes, "Those are just made up brig cells. I'll find a spot in the cargo bay."
Is there a
Suit yourself.
problem with a brig cells that we leave unlocked, sir? I mean, I understand you have a penchant for turning your back on us when it's most important, but I don't think that we want to lock you up at this point.
He looks at you and he goes, "Before this day, I have never met you to turn my back on you."
No, I understand, but now I'm a part of this
I
Holly
cuff
Jolly
Merc
family.
over the.
Say what?
I cuff you over the top of your head.
Oh, yeah, Merch turns around and just shoots daggers at you. Says,
Oh, I'm shooting daggers at you.
yeah, Merch is like, I can see that I'm wanted elsewhere. Captain,
You have a job to do.
loyalty.
Go do it.
Yeah, no, Merch
Damn,
is gonna
I'm
go and I'm gonna start. Jesta, I know what I want to do.
Shaba taking command of the situation.
Yeah,
A firm leadership there.
yeah, Merch looks like taken aback. Jesta,
Yeah.
I think I know what I want to do.
Okay.
I would like to do some synthesis of Dream Shiver.
You want to try to make some Dream Shiver?
Yeah.
You're gonna need some UPBs to do that.
I have the Tainted Dream Shiver. Is there any way I can fix that?
It might take you some time, especially with the current medical crisis, but you could potentially purify it if you have a good enough roll, which I imagine you probably will.
Yeah,
It's still gonna make
actually,
you roll, but
hold on. Actually, no, yeah, I will just purify it for right now.
okay.
What do you want? Just life science?
That's. I'm actually going to put that under medicine because I feel like that's a synthetic drug.
All right. Sounds good to me. That's a 40.
Bodhi.
All right, it's gonna take you some time, but you
Yeah.
can do it. It'll.
And I'm gonna set that Dream Shiver aside specifically. And what I'm gonna do is I want to dye that specific Dream Shiver blue. And I would like to take half of it, not cure it, and the other half and keep it cured.
Okay.
And that's all merch needs to do for right now.
Okay. Right on. So Shaba, are you like, what? You're just gonna be like, well, suit yourself, and no further questions or anything.
Yeah, no, I offer him one of the bunks in there. If he doesn't want it, there's room in the cargo bay.
He kind of pokes around and kind of finds himself a little spot, and you're well aware that you just watching him, you're pretty sure that he's looking for ways to set up like alarms and things in case anybody tries to fuck with him, like traps and alarms and what have you.
Well, no, out of character, we now know that he's the chosen one, and he's the one that will save us. So he can't do anything bad.
Oh, is that what you know? Is that what you know there?
Seems awfully strange that all the androids in the loyalty series would be fighting just against one and it not be Zero. So,
You know,
um,
and don't get me wrong, I'm down for that. I don't have any like love lost for loyalty.
yeah, uh, but yeah. So merch, you've got your stuff synthesizing. Shaba, what are you gonna do with your time while loyalty is kind of settling in? You send a message off to Zai, right?
yeah.
It'll take a few days to get to him.
Just out of curiosity, what was the message?
Yep.
What was the message? Yep.
Just 7 days from now, Shaba sent me a message. It just says, "Yep,
Yep.
cool, everything's fine."
Like, what?
Yeah, we're doing okay. No, I send message that Loyalty Zero would like to talk to Captain Zai again.
I send a message back
Again.
immediately. It says, "Destroy loyalty zero." No, we're not that kind of campaign, guys. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
No, what you do is the first email says destroy loyalty zero. And then the next email says, wait. Never mind.
Danger,
deed's
black flag
done.
operation.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just spitballing.
He's just trying to let us all know that even together, all of us would still have problems killing loyalty.
Mhm.
There is a. We'll cut over. Shaba, if you're not doing anything else, we'll cut over to. Oh, God damn it! God, it's like I stepped on a fucking tack. I don't know how that got on the floor. All right. You just got a fucking tack on the floor. I'm like, ow, what the fuck? Where got it? Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. So, Zai, you are maybe you're kind of going about like doing whatever it is that you're doing, and you kind of like it's been a few hours, and maybe you've been talking to Sobus for a while. He's been like running
Telly's
you
green
down.
fellow in the face.
Yeah, right. and he's been, giving you because you actually understand, legalese as a lawyer.
Well, and
He's
Captain Zai is not afraid to ask questions. So,
Yeah, yeah. So he's been giving you the rundown on like all of the like different statutes in play and all of the precedents and everything that's, with the legal situation. And I think um after it's been a few hours, you get like a buzz at the door to the Blue Ember, like the docking or whatever. Like
hmm
it's like there's a buzz.
oh, is it? I don't have people that answer the door for me anymore. Cool, I go get the door.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say that you have people there that could very easily be like, I'm gonna go check that out because, all right,
No, 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 it's fine. Apparently, because Shaba is away, I will go check the door.
okay.
Do you really want your bodyguard to answer the door, though?
Tick spit.
Yes, yes, I do. In fact, that's even better. Tixpit, go answer the door. I'll be right behind you.
All right,
Oh no.
yeah,
International incident.
yeah. After you do you actually follow him? Do you watch on the cameras? How does this play out?
Well, we do have cameras, so let's start there. What is on the other side of the door?
Uh, Agent Draskid Store Meter with the
Oh, it's
Department of
that
Disloyal
guy?
Organizations. Yep, it's that
Hmm.
guy.
All right, so first, I go on my personal comms and I send a message to Qualu that says, hide behind that bulkhead that Slef got lost behind. And then I delete all the messages that are on my comm from Qualu. And then I will go ahead and go answer the door.
And Phobos goes, it may not be as bad as you think. Hold off. But you Tixpit Drasket is in the moment of like when you get to the door, there's that moment where like Tixpit's obviously trying to stall him at the door because he knows that's his job in this situation. And Drasket
Right?
is
James,
but it's
please
that
stall an FBI agent.
well, it has broken down at this point to the point where that's that stare off between two warriors that,
Oh,
that
man,
where
that looks
it
super
might
awesome.
it might go down. But the moment he sees you coming up from behind, he goes, Commodore. He goes, and Thobus has followed you as well. He goes,
Uh,
so
Under Article 6 of the Vesk Treaty with the Pact Worlds, you currently can't come on board without my permission.
he says, got you one better. I went to the top. I went to my bosses. He says, he says, I've been ordered to assist you in your investigation into the disappearance of the Senator Lamarck Vortet Viran of Clan Rahake.
Fuck.
Excellent, excellent. In that case, let's start here.
He's got a
Um,
few agents with him. And
ooh,
Thobus kind of looks at you and he goes, but what's the other part of that? And he kind of looks at you and he kind of looks down at Thobus and just glares at him and he goes, in order for that to go to our injunction, in order for that means that they're recognizing that you have that your contract with the Adari, it gives you diplomatic immunity, and therefore giving anyone on your crew diplomatic immunity. Isn't that right, Agent Storm Eater? And he just kind of looks at you and he goes, and for the time being.
mm, still, while I'm thinking about it, I need to make sure there's still actually one in crew stuff. But I'm pretty sure we had a grandmother's cloak in there one. Just don't remember if we gave it away or not. Because Slef, nope, I lied. It's rat folk belts that we have, not grandmother's cloaks.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. We still need to make one because that would be really useful for Qualu at the moment.
I mean, they're
And
real
honestly,
expensive.
they're not bad.
Well,
Honestly,
technically, Qualu is covered under diplomatic immunity at this point.
right. But I wouldn't mind necessarily if I lost the rest of them. I'm not exactly attached to them. But anyway,
Well, they're not with you anyway. They're with Shaba at the
well,
moment.
in that case, I'm like, give me your comm number and I'll send you all the information that we've gathered.
He goes, actually, I believe I have information for you.
Well, that'll be fun. Do you want me to beg for it? Is that what we're waiting on?
No, no. Well, actually, what we're waiting on is for me to grab the correct book because I suddenly drew a
No,
black.
and that's fine. But I was going to do something along those lines anyway. He is an FBI agent, and I'm a bad man. Remember?
No,
These are
no.
true things.
He said, he says, Vesk 3. That's where we'll start looking. My intelligence, our intelligence suggests that Ambassador was taken there.
Excellent. Xander, was that where we needed to go?
Not even close.
No. Where
Oh,
are we
you
supposed
do.
to go with Xander?
Xander is all the way off in Marixa Republic.
Xander needs to go to Marixa Republic. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
On a side note, Vesk 3 is exactly where High Despot Kahan is, the one that was requesting for you to do
Well,
buy
I
some
guess that is nice because God has been pushing me to go see that guy to make some guns for a while. It's kind of weird.
Well, it was one of those things that was only one of two things that was going on there.
It's all good, man. It's all good. All right. Sounds good to me. Let's see. And what Vesk is Shaba on?
She's on Vesk 7.
Okay, we're going to 3. So let's go ahead and send a message that way towards Vesk 7 so Shaba knows where to end up with any luck. And we'll have all our messages forwarded to Vesk 3. There we go.
All right.
Does anyone have anything they need to do on this planet where we can get normal things without having to spend 3 hours making them?
Because you're currently at the Conqueror's Forge.
Oh yeah, sorry. Space station.
Yep.
Nay, Captain.
Okay, I mean, this is the place where if you need silver bullets, they have silver bullets. Okay. Well, in that case,
can I have, what would silver bullets be used for?
I mean,
aside from just being bullets, what would they?
They
Silver
give
hurts
plus
certain
1
creature
modifiers to
types.
certain things.
Okay, I want some. Wait
Silver
a minute.
bullets, I think, hurt fiends and infernals more.
I have to
Truthfully,
get the armory. Hang on.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't
say
even know
there's.
if I have a gun that would shoot silver. I don't. Never mind. I don't think I have a gun that would shoot bullets. I think I just
Yeah, I
have
think
like
you're
a.
good.
Well, I
Yeah.
can make
Star
you a
Trek
gun that shoots
phaser.
bullets.
I would love a gun that shoots bullets. That'd be cool.
I mean, I have a pistol that shoots shotgun rounds.
No, no
Oh yeah,
shit.
that's true.
I think doesn't Ashira have one of those too?
Well, no, Ashira has a shotgun. Ashira
Oh.
has weaponized funk.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is weaponized funk?
I made it for her. It was a
I-
birthday.
Weaponized funk. That's what it
I
is.
love that.
So when Sluff was on board, he and Zai made all kinds of weapons that were specialized to different members of the crew and gave them names.
Mm.
Like Nahir had Doombringer and then Epilogue,
Mhm.
and they made weaponized funk for Ashira. Didn't they make one? They had the crotch kicker sidewinder that they
Yep,
made.
crotch kicker
Right.
sidewinder, which
Yeah.
we
I
still
swear
have
that
on the ship.
Prosoff had a named weapon too.
I,
So
thi-
No, he didn't.
I thought it was
No?
Ezzy that had a named weapon.
Oh, maybe it was
No,
Ezzy then.
it's Twinkle has a named weapon.
Ah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Ezzy didn't
Twinkle.
see
Yeah,
that
Twinkle
because
has the
Ezzy-
last Slef made weapon.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And then technically Serald has a Slav weapon, but it's from another time or
Mhm.
another
That's cool.
dimension.
Which is
Yeah.
pretty sick.
I thought he had a Zai weapon from another dimension.
All the
they're all
Slav
signed
weapons
Zai.
say,
Yeah.
Captain Zai special.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you make me a gun that is far like a handgun that is far too large for me, like comically large? And
That's
then name it
technically-
something bubbly and adorable. So when I pull it out, I'm like, you should meet Bunny. And then Bunny is just like a monster fucking gun.
So
Police
that
I'll
is
do you
girl.
one
the
better.
shiny.
I'll do you one
That is-
better for the name.
Teensy
ahead.
Yes.
Rainbow Sprinkle.
No. You should just simply call it Sue. You should meet
Sue?
Sue.
Sue.
It's named Sue. You're gonna
You know
die.
what they say? Don't mess with a boy named Sue.
Don't mess with a boy named Sue.
I was gonna say
Love it.
I have to look up the price, but it's fairly easy because I can just basically replicate either weaponized funk directly. Except I deal you different colors. Hers is like purple and like red or something. She likes.
I
Purple.
like purple. I like teal more. Purple and teal together is real cute.
Yeah. It's okay. You like what you like. That's
I
fine.
do. It's very girly. It's a problem.
All right, I'll
So-
send it to you in Discord.
Okay. Or even like okay,
So-
so my favorite color in real life is sunset, which is a very obscure thing to say, and it almost sounds pretentious, but
Oh.
I love like I know it sounds terrible, but my god, those fucking gradients. Oh, they've got my whole entire heart. I can't even stand it.
Awesome.
So, Serold and Xander, this is where we kind of get like a split screen of the two of you coming out of some kind of like trance. I don't know if you're like maybe taking a nap or meditating or whatever, and give us the connective tissue that all of that stuff that we saw on the front end was actually a vision and or dream that the two of you both saw. Give us in the moment the connective tissue that explains to us that that's you saw that, because that's you both did.
Maybe Serald's in his room. He keeps it rather Spartan. And the lights had been kept low for him to do his, like, whatever they call it, daily preparations when a spellcaster gets their slots back.
Mhm.
And because magic is weird in Starfinder, it has more of a technological look to it.
Yep.
He's looking into a portal as it backs out from, like, maybe the last few bits of that opening.
Mhm.
But it's got like a targeting reticule around it and different bits of magical circuitry that seem to be floating around it before he flicks his hand to one side. It goes to another view, and it's a spoon sitting on a very nice table in what appears to be a fancy room in a church that's lit by a fireplace off in the corner. And then he just like clenches his hand, the portal shuts, and he opens his eyes.
Twinkle with his
Nice.
interest here. Entrance here.
Sure, why not?
Knock knock, says the door as it slides open.
Traditionally, you wait until you are invited in.
Yeah, but when you've practically rebuilt this ship from the ground up, not taking credit that for the whole thing, but, well, let's just say some rewiring to get some of the... Never mind. Yeah. What are you up to?
Preparation. Every day, one goes through preparation to attune themselves to the ambient forces of magic.
Sure. Okay. I was wondering if you could help me with something.
That depends.
I just need you to hold things. I was gonna ask Ashni, but then, well, he'd probably have a better chance of eating it than holding it. So I've come to you for aid.
Normally, I would say that this is beyond my skill set, but I believe that even the most incompetent of ignorami could do this. I will hold things for you.
I will
Twinkle blinks. Uh-huh. Question.
Potential answer.
What the hell does that mean?
Even an idiot can hold an object, and I like to consider myself above mere idiocy.
Okay, so hold this. Behind his back, he pulls out a jumble of messes and wires. This is something I've just been... Hold on. Hold this, here, and he's got you holding wires at odd angles.
This looks more like a cat's plaything than...
Yeah. Be quiet. 2 seconds. Now, stand still. No, hold, stop. The solder has got to go... No, stop. Pulling out small tools, trying to
He can stand
get them
pretty
into the
still.
small frame. Sure, he's just more talking to himself at this point than anything.
Maybe, like, just because he's holding it and the wires are still kind of trying to work out their tension, so they're moving just a little bit. And that's why you're like, stop.
Well, and more at this point, he's talking to himself than anyone in particular. Okay, so, all right, you're going to be my rubber duck for a second, Cyril. This wire goes to the capacitor, which runs itself to the... Oh, that's what's wrong. Okay, 2 seconds. Messing around.
What does this have to do with rubber ducks?
Have you never heard of rubber duck computing?
No.
Bugging, debugging, coding? No?
No.
Okay, so you're the rubber duck. A rubber duck is an inanimate object that sits there and has never had any use but for anyone whatsoever until the day I discovered that if I talked to rubber ducks while doing my coding and explaining the code... There we go. You see little lights light up on the console.
He's got this look on his face. It's like, did he just call me useless?
Right. I got that too.
And, all right, that wire, please, and this wire, and there we go. Pops the lid back on. Fixed. Do you know what this is, Serold? You're looking at a small box with a needle in the center and what looks like an arm on the side.
A weapon.
Oh, God. No. Reaching into his bag, he pulls out a vinyl record. And it's... What did Ezzy label his vinyl?
These are like probably... No, the production probably wasn't on vinyl when he gave you the masters.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, this could be... Depends, is this like his popular days or his not popular days?
This would probably be one of his best of.
Yeah, I thought you gave him all the original stuff.
Yeah, but I imagine that the masters are more like files than they are vinyl records.
Well, he could have easily had them turned into vinyl.
True, but if you have the masters and they're like computer files, you can replicate them.
No, there's nothing like vinyl. You can't compare.
But it's probably like the best I'm trying to think now. That's what I call Star Stuff Volume 3.
Just see this vinyl. Now, this wasn't originally on vinyl, and by the time I found it and was able to transfer it, I had realized I didn't have a Victrola to play it. So, here we go.
Victrola.
Puts it on, moves the arm over, flicks a switch, light comes on, and that tune starts to play. Memories.
Nice.
Do I have to keep holding it?
No, you can put it down now.
For a minute, he looks tempted to just, like, drop it, but then he goes and he puts it down on the table.
Good, because he would have killed you. Or very much tried to.
PvP. PvP.
Captain's Eye says no to PvP.
So, let's jump over to Xander. Like, let's get the connective tissue that you had this vision or dream or whatever here too. Like, because Isaki also had it, but we'll deal with her in a minute. So, like what is Xander's reaction here,
Well,
seeing all this?
I'm thinking he was sleeping, so he's doing his sleep thing, just chilling out. And then he has that, and he wakes up, and he's like, "Interesting." And then grabs a notebook and writes down everything that was happening in that dream, and it's like, "Okay, I've got to record this information so we have it, because that's kind of cool and might need to be known for future knowledge."
Right? And you maybe get about you maybe get like the first paragraph written, and you immediately get and you immediately like hear the someone at the door.
Yeah. What's up? Who? Come in. Sure. Hold on.
It's Isaki, and Isaki looks at you and she goes, "You saw it too, didn't you?"
Um, I saw something. I'm trying to get that down and stuff. So, wait. You saw
Shut your
what?
mouth, you dirty Vesk.
She was like, "A vision."
You gotta narrow it down. I've had several of them over the last couple of weeks. Current one is a
And
bunch of robots.
that's the one. Androids. Have your studies given you any indication as to how androids might be involved with the sifter?
Um, there was an ancient group that existed. Um, at one point, I needed to talk to that group, and if I remember right, I think that was one of the symbols. Maybe it's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, maybe.
She's like, and she's like, I think she probably was like, is that all? No further analysis of this?
I don't know. I was gonna take the time to analyze the dream and get the data for that, and then compile it with my previous notes, and just come out with a full synopsis. Um,
Ooh.
and they'll just have to compile stuff to get better full spectrum. I just kind of woke up.
And he says, he's kind of like, she's like, as soon as you have a theory of how this connects, I would like to hear it. And she kind of like stands there for a couple minutes waiting for acknowledgement that you like that you heard what she had said, uh, and she kind of turns and leaves, um, and walks off. Uh, and then I think we're going to cut over real quick to, on a much less serious note, Vesa and Ashira, where Ashni is trying. Ashni is trying very hard to try to keep the googly eyes straight, but he just can't do it. One of them is always dropping to the bottom. One of
That's
them is
okay.
always dropping all the way to the bottom.
That's okay.
He'll get better at it.
He's like,
Yeah,
he's like,
it's
at
like
some point,
Kegels. You have to build your wall. It's
Oh,
okay.
God.
and at some point he goes, he's like, wait, you want to see something cool? And he
Yeah.
takes a moment and he just like fires one of the eyeballs out of himself, and like
Fuck?
he's
I
like,
love it.
Oh my god!
he's like,
You
he's
have
like,
to go
Paint
get it
grenades
there.
to look like
sport.
googly eyes now.
It's a sport, man. Like on Salsa Kirk, like they wasn't my event, man, but well, friend, I don't know. There was an event. They're like you fire things out, you just take them in, you just see how far the farthest one wins, and man, I partied with the guy who won at the games 2 years ago. Oh, he was pretty cool. Man, he really knew how to chuck some things, man. Just fire them out there. He's had, I think he broke the record even.
No
he's
kidding.
and he's kind of like talking about this. He's like,
Um,
yeah.
have you ever heard of a game called ping pong?
He's like, oh yeah, yeah. They friend Captain Rago Rez. He used to play it on the ship all the time, like down in the cargo bay. He had like a special table set up. Of
Do
course, he had a
you
special table for for black holes and cannonballs too. He had a
Sure.
table for this. He had a table for almost every game they played. You know that? We should have
That's
a table for every game.
God.
we absolutely should, and I'm starting to internalize like I don't want to do this.
Like,
No, just kidding.
somebody get me more liquor, please.
Right, like this was fun for a minute, and now
I
it's
need
less
more.
fun. But that's okay. So, one day when we have some free time, I would love to play ping pong with you, but I want you to shoot a ping pong ball out of your face, and then I'll hit it back to you, and it lands in your body. Can we make that happen?
He's like, we you're supposed to catch it. You're supposed to use a paddle and, paddle it back and forth. I mean, that's
I
what I was
just,
taught.
yeah, no, that's actually how you're supposed to play it, but I just thought it would seem more fun for me. Um, but that's cool. We could do that the original way too if you want to.
He's like, whoa, you have some strange games.
You have no idea.
Oh yeah.
I
yes,
just
he
I
does.
just love the line now. I'm gonna use this. You've got strange games, lady.
Oh man.
Damn,
It's
girl, your games are strange.
so strange.
He got some strange game.
I love it. I need coffee too.
In
You wanna
character or out of character?
both, mostly in character. It's too late for real coffee.
It's
I
equal.
think-
It's equal.
yeah, equal. Well,
That's Twitter talk.
Codex,
Oh no.
we know you're all about the coffee. It's fine.
Yeah, no, that's a
Right.
Codex trademark apparently.
I am
75%
here.
of all my posts to Codex on Facebook are coffee posts.
Do you
As
know
they
that
should
on
be.
Twitch there's you can have like what do you call it? It's not money, but for your people to earn like points and stuff.
Mhm.
Right.
And I made mine caffeines, and it's got the little caffeine symbol, so they get
Nice.
caffeines.
I know I have like
Nice.
8,000 of those.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think probably Nurse is just kind of like hanging out in the background, just shaking her head, like, I can't believe you guys are this is what you guys are spending your time doing. And Plu, on the other hand, is just very interested in everything that's going on. He's super involved. Like he's like,
Yeah.
really?
While we're thinking about Nurx, is she drinking or has she been sober for days?
No, she's drinking. I mean, Nurk's pretty much
Okay, I'd
exists
be.
in a state of at least partial inebriation most of the time.
That's why she's mine and Kolnak's friend, but that's beside the point. I just wanted to make sure she hadn't decided to get sober because she was jealous.
Nope,
Oh
nope,
god.
Okay.
nope. She's not. Nurks don't stop drinking for shit like that.
Nurse don't give a fuck.
I but I think right now she's being a little too cool for school. But being that she's with Ashira and Vesa, that means she's not at her post when you at the moment. She's in the cargo bay or the mess hall or wherever you managed to catch up with Oshni.
I feel like
it was
it'd be
the
the
cargo
mess
bay
hall.
because now they can fuck with loyalty. No, I'm just kidding. He's not there.
Oh shit. I feel like it would. I'd like for it to be in the mess hall because I mean they're drinking and I'm looking for coffee and
Okay. Yeah.
Ashi's fucking with his new eyes and I love everything about it. And Plu's just a hyperactive bunny, like
Yeah,
sweet
he is.
boy.
He's just kind of yeah. He's like he talks to just about anybody that comes in to hang out.
He's a
Uh,
good boy.
And you do see a few members of the Unfold, like the Kasathans that sort of fill in like generalized crew roles around the ship. what have you.
Yeah, there are a lot more people with 4 arms on here than there used to be,
There
I
are.
love it.
and
When
a
you
couple
say
with 6
forearms,
arms.
when you say forearms, I never think of like the number 4. I think of like your forearms, and I'm like, yeah, that's usually how arms are. But okay,
Not all arms,
I mean,
No?
like
yeah,
small arms, you know.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
That's
there's
true.
my last bad arm joke.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
4, the number, like 420 without the 20, and then arms.
Yes. the
Yes. Yes. Yes.
so I there and while you're kind of in here, like I imagine that probably there's like a moment where you probably see a few other people cruise through here too. Ruli is probably in here, and um, uh, she's probably coming out of the like the kitchen area, like um, uh, and she's just kind of like got probably a sandwich or something, and comes over and sits down, like probably close to where Nurks is sitting, because you guys are kind of doing something. You guys are kind of active. And she just kind of sits down next to Nurks and fucking pulls out a big bottle and opens it up and starts drinking and eating her sandwich. And probably she's like, I don't think that's gonna work. It's a good idea, but and, and she kind of chuckles and she's kind of like, so where are we headed next? I mean, nobody tells me anything.
Girl, you and me both. And I look at Ashira and I'm like, where the fuck are we going?
I mean,
If Ashira knows where we're going, I'm gonna be surprised.
I don't have a fucking clue where we're going, but I know I have my drink. I'm good.
You're right. Yeah.
Now, on the same note, if you had said someplace, we would have went there because you knew where we were going, and I didn't even know that.
Wait, to her or to me?
Ashira that time, but either way,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I do know where we're going. We just discussed it. We're going to Vesk 3.
Right.
You just haven't.
How long is that going to take us, by the way, so I can mark down how many days it is?
Shit. It's what? Let's see.
I
You're
love that
gonna
you keep track
have
of
you
time.
called your crew back to their stations to take off yet? Is that a thing?
Yeah, remember earlier when I was all like, if anybody needs to buy anything before we leave, they need to do it now and then go to their post.
So you all have gotten this. You all get this message then, like that those of you that are on the Blue Ember.
Well, that's enough of Ezzy. Hey,
Oh,
you should be on the call with me sometime, Cyril. He's a good guy.
I'm sure.
also, did Qualu or any of the others pick up any new recruits to come?
Most of the people here most of the people on this station are Vesk, and most of them are working towards something specific and have like state issued jobs. They have the jobs.
Nope. Very well. That's
They
fine.
have-
I still had to try.
No, there were not a lot of Patras on this station. There were more Vesk than anything.
Right,
Even
but I still am
Chinese.
looking for, atypical Vesk as well.
Right,
And-
right.
And
But if
also
they
a
have
couple
jobs
of
that they're happy with,
Skinwalkers.
so be it. And we leave. Let's put all of the guys that are FBI agents in the same pod, and let's give them 2 people apiece to watch them. Except for what's his name. What's his name can have the cabin that's right next to mine, so I can keep an eye on it.
Draskid, yeah.
Yeah, Draskid.
I think
I need to write that down again.
I think when Draskid and his agents kind of come on board, like there's a moment where like they kind of look around and whatnot, start kind of like do you have anyone? Who do you have show them to quarters? Like, do you have anyone specific do that?
Let's go with Rogo and Rulia. They can be the ambassadors of FBI dudes.
Okay, so
Sorry.
you said yeah.
Vesk and Black, the VBI.
Um, yeah, so I think Rulia gets that message and she's like, "Oh, sorry, ladies, I gotta go. Captain has a job for me." And kind of,
What? Where are you going? What are you doing?
apparently, I'm escorting some people to some quarters. How much did you information did you give her? Did you give them?
Uh, well, I would treat Rulia like any other PC'd member of my crew because NPC lives matter. And so I would have said, hey, I need you and Rogo to take some VBI to their quarters and then set up some patrols to keep track of them.
Yeah, I think that she doesn't get the VBI reference and is like VBI question.
Shouldn't it
Right?
be VID?
Ashira would,
It's
yeah, there you
actually
go.
it's actually DDO,
Oh,
Department of
yeah.
Disloyal Organizations.
Department of Disloyal Organizations. Writing it down now.
Yep, or the DDO.
DD. Oh.
So, Vase has got a thing for chicks and dudes in uniform, so she would probably be like, "Can I tag along?"
Rulia shrugs and is just like, I don't see why not. I think as far as like uh, as far as I know, the captain didn't give any specific orders to the effect, one way or the other. She kind of
Okay.
gets up, like she takes another drink, and she's like, "I'm guessing I should probably keep this hidden." And she kind of tucks it into her coat.
Probably. Ashira,
Apparently,
do you
she
want to go
still
with her?
hasn't figured out.
I
Uh,
don't know.
Nerd should
They
be the one that says something about that.
no. Nurx is pretty much distracted because, like, you sent the message that you guys were getting ready to leave. She's
Oh
like,
yeah, she's got a
yeah,
pilot. She's like that
yeah,
motherfucker.
she's probably like, I guess I gotta go too. And she kind of maybe she does say something. Yeah, but unlike you, I get to drink on the job. Takes a big shot from her flask and takes off towards the
That
towards the bridge.
that
Ashira,
is true. The craziest thing about the crew of the Fire Shrike is they are encouraged to drink for space battle.
Ashira, that message would have included you since you only man the science.
Hers just got there late. She was the last one to
Yeah.
receive the email.
So
Ashira, please plot course.
Okay.
yeah, so
Down
you're
for
heading.
a drink.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe we like as we get to the bridge, like we see, like we cut to the bridge and we see everybody kind of filing in, and Draskid, for the time being, has opted to go to the bridge with you. His agents are being shown to quarters, but he wants to be on the bridge, and he kind of looks up. He kind of watches as everybody like files in. He's like, so this is. He says, so this is it, huh? He goes, the Blue Ember. Heard it was almost destroyed in the battle over your planet.
Really? I don't remember it being that bad.
Yeah.
Qualu? Was it that bad?
Was
Yeah.
it that bad?
Yeah, Qualu kind of walks in, and Draskid stiffens and kind of has a little bit of a. He's trying back, and Qualu, for his part, kind of has the same reaction to Draskid. He kind of goes, he's like, we did take a bit of damage here and there, but I think to say that we were almost destroyed was a bit of an overstatement. Although I could see the confusion, and he goes, and he kind of when he says confusion, he looks over at Draskid, kind of like he's hinting that Draskid would be
Oh,
confused by something. It's a passive aggressive move, one that
uh,
Draskid notices too,
I I snicker and look at Qualu and I'm like, nah, diplomatic communities. And then I high five him.
and he Draskid just looks at you and he goes, for now. And he says, perhaps we should focus on the mission at hand. As
Well,
a
that's
former
why my head of intelligence is here.
he says good. As a former operative of the Pulonis Liberation Front, you probably know exactly where he's been taken. And Qualo just kind of looks at him and goes, I would like to say that is upon advisement from our legal advisor, I would say I'm due to remind you that is allegedly an agent of the member of the Polonus Liberation Front. I'm not certain your courts have proven anything as of yet. And, there is that moment where it's like, those of you who are so inclined feel like might feel like popcorn. I want popcorn, but yeah, it's that moment where it's like two people who really don't like each other for a lot of reasons, staring one another down, and he kind of looks for a minute, and he kind of looks at it for a minute as well. According to my legal advisors, I don't get to press you on that matter just yet. Be thankful. He said. He says, be thankful. Our interrogation techniques are rather effective.
And so are mine.
You know, uh, uh,
You have a
and
Nazi doctor, essentially.
Now, when did it become chic to compare methods of barbarism?
Really? That's coming from your character?
He just doesn't like the vest.
Oh, Cyril.
He'll
You'll
say anything to put the
understand
vest
someday.
down.
and I think
But
you
anyway, we're not actually trying to get into a fight with the
Yeah.
DDO or DDO.
Yeah.
Speak
Yep,
for
right.
yourself.
You got it. You got it. And he's like, but I think you get like the comms call from the engine room, Kolnak, like, all right then, we're prepped and ready to go whenever you're ready to give the order.
Well, I said it an hour ago, so let's go.
He's like, and he,
Now,
the,
ladies and
like,
gentlemen, please put your trays up in the upright position and lock your seatbelts into place, because Nurx is about to go crazy.
yeah.
yeah,
I feel like
Nurx,
in
show the
hearing this,
DDO what we got.
I feel like in hearing this, Faisa would panic because she doesn't have a seat.
I think Nurx kind of turns around and looks back at y'all, looks back at everybody, takes a big drink off her flask, smiles a shit-eating grin at Drasket, and and says, and says, "Are you ready to see somebody break a few laws?" And turns and flips the chair back around and punches it hard. Like Drasket just does not look terribly amused. She turns on her, like, before she punches it, she turns like the fucking intercom with the music on, like ship wide, and she's actually, Shira, this probably makes you laugh because up to this point you're really the only one who's heard this song. You got to hear like the music she's been creating before anyone else, but she's playing the song that she made about Slef and the crew of the Fire Shrike called I'm helping, I set it on fire, and cranks it up, and it's even got samples of Slef yelling I'm helping, I set it on fire in the like cut into it.
Helping. Yeah.
It's
Ladies
super
and-
punk rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we have a punk rock goblin on board, because just shit posting in space.
Pretty wonderful.
um, yeah, it's super punk rock, and she just punches it out of there. Zaya, what is your reaction to hearing this song for?
I'm not into punk rock. Nah, I'm just kidding. I probably like it. I'm probably laughing. In fact, it's when I first hear Slef's like tones hit my ears that I laugh and slide out my flask and take a big gulp.
If I may
And then I'll
provide
turn-
the sample. I'm
please.
helping! It's on fire! I'm helping!
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, this is exactly what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
Frightening.
There's, yeah, and like, and she takes off like a bat out of hell. It is a testament to Kolnak's engineering skill. Maybe we get just like the briefest like scene with Kolnak in the engineering bay, who's like, "All right, boys, that music means she's about to punch it. Go ahead and change the He's like, "Go ahead and adjust the gravity plating. Otherwise, everybody's gonna fall the fuck down." Like, it's like a team of Kasathans, like at computers adjusting the gravity controls so that nobody falls the fuck over when the ship takes off. You all kind of feel the gravity pressing you into your seats or what have you a little harder so you don't. um, I mean, yeah, it's only going to take a day to get there.
Oh,
Because,
really? Only a day?
yeah, exactly.
That is still enough time for us to go ahead and make Vesa's new gun.
I'm so excited. Can I help?
Yeah.
Do you have engineering?
Let me look.
Does her gun need any
I'm sure you do.
enchantments?
I have like one. I have one in engineering.
Okay,
That's
and
enough
you
to
have
help.
how much in mysticism?
0.
Oh, well then, yes, you can just help. You can hand me the 10mm wrench.
Because
I will do that.
You can help
I
with the
can do
technical-
that.
You can
That
help
That was kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can help with the engineering part, just not the magic part.
Yeah,
Right,
can
I was
do the
actually
magic
completely
part.
baffled by the fact that you said you had 0 in something as a, envoy. But
I know.
to each their own.
Well, I leveled up a bunch of other shit instead, and I've only got a
Ah.
few little zeros. Just a few.
Right.
Like, I'm not stealthy. Don't ask me to be stealthy. But apparently I can
Twinkle to
steal
be
things
stealthy.
for you. Yeah.
Twinkle, be stealthy.
and I'll just-
Okay, let's be stealthy.
I mean, you do have a witch warper who can do the mysticism.
Yep.
Right, no, we have plenty of
Yeah,
people.
that's right.
Everyone can help.
Yeah.
You know that at this point, Captain Zai is like Henry Ford back in the day. He's like, all right, everybody stand in line. Do what you're supposed to, and it's done.
Yeah.
That was what, a 2?
That was a 3. That's better.
Okay,
That was
there
only a
you go.
17.
Yeah.
You're so
I was like,
stealthy.
only in your 20s. I know you're better than that.
No,
Oh,
see,
yeah, I'm gonna
that's,
reroll that too.
so
Jesus.
let's go back to Vesk 7 here real quick.
I love Shaba.
So Shaba, you've got loyalty on the ship, kind of waiting. You've sent your message off. You sent Merch to find some work to do. Glycil, Dr. Awali, and her escorts are kind of off doing what they're supposed to do. You still have Scramjet and Whistlefizz on the ship, and you also have Wreck around as well. Actually, I think you sent Wreck with. Didn't you send Wreck with somebody? You sent Wreck with Glycil.
Yeah, down to where Doctor
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
down there.
All right. And Shaba, you did get the like Merch. You did send a message to Shaba that you're bringing a patient on, right?
Oh yeah, long time ago.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they're staying in one of the bungalows right now. I've got them on a steady diet of sedatives and nutrient paste. While I like just have them in holding before I can give them their like full physical and everything.
all
Just
right.
try central line in and feed him through a bag.
Say what?
Surprised you didn't put a central line in and feed him nutrients through a IV bag.
That's basically what
A
I'm
feeding
doing.
tube.
He's heavily sedated, so like we've got
On a
him
feed-
as close we've got him as close to that as possible. We have a bunch of like bags of gray nutrient paste in his room that he can like suck like those applesauce bags, and like, you know, he's just vibing watching like some hollow TV or something.
I don't
Yo,
think
he do
he's
be vibing,
vibing.
though.
I don't think he's vibing right now. He's
No, no.
terrified.
No, he's see, here's the thing. The thing that you need to realize is that we've spiked his nutrient paste with more sedatives. Not enough that he's going to die, but enough that he's not going to get any ideas and go, you know, this contract might not actually be legally binding. Like he's currently zonked.
Well, he doesn't know anything about. He doesn't know enough about law to be able
Yeah.
to do that anyway. But
Oh
Well,
yeah.
and if you give someone 3,000 milligrams of Valium, they really don't care.
No, exactly. Yeah, no. I basically just have a junkie sitting in a room watching TV. Like that's his purpose at the moment.
Okay.
all right, I think.
Human
Oh,
trafficking.
by the way, are we back to this side of the crew? Are we doing Shaba first, or because
Yeah,
I
we're
have
kind
a
of
thing
doing.
I
We're
do
back
want to
to
do whenever.
Vesk 7.
Yeah, so let me see what's going on with Shaba here. There's a couple of things I want to deal with here. I think Quevelin probably comes in as you see Quevelin staring at Loyalty, and Loyalty just staring back, and he goes, and he's like, "How do you know that name?" No, that's not a line of questioning I care to follow. I care to allow you to follow.
I'm looking at loyalty like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you know that Quevelin, how he communicates is he puts telepathic messages in your head. He doesn't technically have the limited telepathy of, say, a Lashunta, but on his end, he communicates telepathically, but he listens verbal responses. And Loyalty doesn't, to your knowledge, have any telepathy either. So he can't really just like respond telepathically. But you're hearing like only one half of the conversation. He's like, his eyes narrow and he goes, "Who? No. No. That's not good." And then he kind of like, and he kind of like, he looks at Quevelin for a minute longer. He goes, "Listen, I don't want to speak with you right now." And there's like, he's like, "I haven't forgotten. Leave me alone." And and Quevelin just kind of like like looks at him, shrugs, walks by you, Shaba, looks up and just and shakes his head, shakes their head, and continues on.
Once the little gray meisters technically out of range of hearing. I don't know. Anyway, I look at loyalty like, what the fuck was that about?
He looks at you and goes, "Sometimes people ask questions that are more personal than you care to answer." He's like, "How is that? What was the name of?" He's like, "How is Yvette?" Like he just name drops your friend and sometimes girlfriend. That's an
Your
actress.
famous actress girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah, and he kind of looks at you as to say, "You don't want me to ask about that. Don't ask me about shit."
As far as I know, she's fine. I try not to
Yeah.
talk to her much anymore. It draws too much, let's say, attention.
Then you can certainly understand the desire to not. You can certainly understand my to discuss a personal matter.
That's fine. It can stay personal as long as it doesn't endanger me or my crew. Understand?
He looks at you, and I think you kind of posits this. He goes, he says, "I would posit that the lifestyle that you and your crew lead is plenty dangerous enough." And he says, "I understand your position." And he just kind of like leaves it at that. Like in this moment, he's a little difficult to read. Um, as to where that goes.
Yeah. I just wander back up to the bridge.
Okay. All right. Um, yeah, I think there is and I think maybe we get a moment like a little. I want to do a little moment with some of your NPCs. And I think maybe we cut away, uh, and maybe we see Whistlefizz, and Scramjet, and they're kind of like they're walking by the bungalows and what have you, and they look in and they see Traggle, like hooked up to machines and stuff and what have you, and they kind of look at each other, and I think Whistlefizz is like, that doesn't look good. And Scramjet goes, no, it doesn't. But it's also kind of none of our business, I guess. And there's a and Traggle. We hear something come from Traggle, and they look at each other like, what was that? And they kind of like get closer, and he kind of looks at like lolls his head over as he kind of like and looks at him and mumbles, Zemlothy, and kind of passes out. And but there's like a moment, maybe there's like a moment of like desperation in this, like when he says when he like he kind of there's clearly some primal fear there. It's like Zemlothy, and there's and what have you, and they kind of look at each other, and Scramjet's like, maybe we should. I don't think he's in his right mind. Let's move on. And
I was gonna
the two
say,
of them
I speak
move
fucked up
on.
guy that said, "Please help me."
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You have
I
to
know, I'm
remember
not dumb.
Help
that,
ain't coming.
well, here's the thing. Some of your members of your crew, because your crew is so big, feel like they're like kind of separated from like the greater like movings of what's going on with the ship, so they know that there are things they don't know about, and they're all going to react to that differently. Like,
Hmm.
um, even between Scramjet and Whistlefizz, the way they'll deal with this going down the future will be decidedly different because they have two different outlooks.
Yeah.
But they're also kind of two of the people that don't really get a lot of the memos, too. So they're like, um, they're probably, but they kind of wander off. Maybe there's just the briefest of moments that like the that Whistle Fizz kind of looks over his shoulder as they're walking away. But the other guys go back about their business. And let's go over to Merch. What is Merch doing right now?
All right, has Merch finished synthesizing?
No, but it's one of those things that's gonna take. It can happen in the background, like
Okay, because I was needing to be finished with my synthesizing for what I was wanting to do for
I
cleaning
was
that
gonna say,
stuff.
you only needed half of it clean, right?
Yeah, I only need like half of it clean.
So
And
is
then
that
the other
possible,
half of it
perhaps?
not clean is fine.
right. Okay, so I guess if that's what you're waiting on for
Yeah.
the moment, then let's skip to that.
Okay, cool. So Merch is gonna make a drug dealer check to see if he can get. He's gonna start the trail that he started earlier of going from street level up.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna start that trail again. But this time he's not gonna do it in a very like violent or intimidating way. He's going to do it in a strictly professional manner, right? That sort of thing of like, listen, I hear you got shit and I hear your shit's got problems. It's better for everybody if your shit's problems get worked out. Let me talk to the guy who's your guy, and then I can talk to them about getting shit figured, sort of thing. You know.
Well, see, here's the thing. You'd already worked your way up the food chain here in this town. The guy that was
Okay.
at the top of the food chain here in town, here in Forget, was the guy that you found dead at Loyalty's hands. The one where he carved the tech out of.
So I'm assuming then I am aware of some pretty decent ranking major domos in the town of people who are downstream of the supply chain.
You've got a few names of people.
I
you know,
Well, if
I
we'd
want-
already been through the chain
yeah,
and the number 1 is gone, where's number 2 and 3? Because 2 and 3 are going to be fighting for number 1.
exactly. And that's who I want to talk to right now.
right.
Basically, I want to track them down
Here's the
in a
complicating factor.
diplomatic way.
Here's the complicating factor.
Mm-hmm.
The thing you've kind of learned was
Mhm.
one of the things you learned was that they were not aware that the stuff was tainted.
Oh,
And
exactly.
some of them, because they weren't aware, like because there's 2 different plagues going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the population of local drug dealers is kind of thinning out at this point because there's a lot of them.
Okay.
Some of them are getting the bubonic plague. Some have already died at this point, and many of whom, because they try the product, right, to test it out
Yeah,
before,
of course.
and some of them got hooked. Some of
Okay.
them were blinded with the blinding sickness and were killed by their enemies because they couldn't see shit coming anymore.
Okay.
So
I hear what you're saying. So this is
Yeah.
this is a start at the street corner sort of thing then.
yeah, this is the
All
thing.
right.
You could make a lot of money in this town, Nerks. Or not
Ye-
Nerks. You could make a lot of
yeah.
this money merch.
Yeah, no, that's the plan. They have a drug problem, and currently on the face, I am helping with that drug problem, and on the back end, I am totally not. Yeah, I want to go to the highest ranking person who I know is still alive that I've dealt with, which is probably not too high up the chain, maybe 1 or 2 steps, but I want to go to them in a diplomatic fashion.
I believe that's called a front, sir.
But yeah, so
So diplomatize for us.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to attack the diplomacy.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
the
I think
Hey,
Oh Lord.
I did
Yes, you
attack
can-
the diplomacy.
Guess who can roll that one again because I'm making a career-based check.
That is awesome. The secondary awesome of that was your 1 is still at 20, sir.
Yeah, there we go.
Mhm.
31 is a much better roll. Yeah,
Nice Star
I want to
Wars
go.
reference, by the way.
Nice.
But yeah, so I want to go to the person who is nearest the top of the food chain, which is still very much a small chain. And yeah, do I get in contact with that person and am I able to set up some sort of meeting?
Yes.
Okay. I bring Nurse Jerkdazol with me.
Mhm.
And just for the sake of things, is there like a quick and easy name or do we even need a name?
I don't know.
Hello, dealer number
Probably.
3.
Yeah, right.
Probably don't really need a name for him,
Okay.
but let's see. I'll give him one anyway.
Ooh. Scumbag number 3.
Ice Pick.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
Juris,
Ice pick skinny penis.
Juris
What
said-
up?
Juris,
Stop it.
Juris Scratch.
Okay, Juris Scratch. Okay.
Mhm.
I go to I probably set it up that we meet up in like I don't know, a shithole bar or something.
Hold up,
you know?
hold up. I want to make a
Right.
really bad joke that probably only Gunner will laugh at. So his name is
Mhm.
Juris Scratch, right?
Okay.
Is he related to jurisprudence?
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
No, bad. don't
Anyway.
James.
Anyway, yeah, I go to the bar and I bring Nurse Jerkdazol, of course.
Right.
And yeah, I bring my 2 piles. And I'm basically like, hello, it is me again. Sorry for the commotion I caused previously. I understand that this is probably not the most ideal introduction I've ever made with a person.
He's,
Um,
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But I'm coming to you with an apology first and foremost.
And he goes, uh, he's like, He's like, you can keep your apology. Roll initiative.
Okay, well, looks like the nurse is keeping initiative too.
Yep.
Hooray!
All right. Well, fuck this guy. Let's
Nurse,
see
nurse,
here.
nurse. Jerked us all.
There's the nurse. Excellent.
Hell yeah, nurse jerked us all.
Mm-hmm. And here
You can keep your apology. Insert fucking Skyrim music.
Yeah.
See-
Okay. So he's gonna try and do whatever he wants, but the nurse is gonna get to him first. I think
Right? Does he still go first?
he probably has a surprise round.
Look at that.
Actually, looking at the stats for this guy, this is a slaughter. Explain to me how you and nurse explain to me how you just all slaughter these guys because
So there's
they're
multiple.
a gang. Yeah, they're a
Mhm.
gang. They stack the deck, but they're
Okay.
all like street pushers.
Yeah.
think-
Go ahead.
I'll help you out with Dirk Gazal's description because I know what her style kind of is.
Yeah. I want to make one note before this.
Hmm.
Whoever looks like the smartest out of the bunch or has seemed like the smartest out of the bunch, he's getting a dart, but he's not dying. I might even try and have Nurse Jerkdazal like jump on him and hold him down. But yeah, no, Merch for his part, literally all he does is he hits Nurse Jerkdazal with a enhancer to give her a bonus. We get that same scene that we kind of got with the gladiator vest where we
Classic.
like see the zoom in and like the blood veins constrict and like the eyes kind of widen and you just see like her like jaw get a little bit tighter. And then from there, he just Merch is just like casually floating around the room, like dodging their attacks and stuff.
So, for Jerk Dazal's part, she is every bit the badass operative in that she is dancing and flipping around all of these guys while utilizing a combination of her semi-auto pistol and her tactical knife to either shoot them or to open their throats. There is one point where she stand there where it looks like they've got her cornered, and she stands perfectly still and seems to disappear,
Yeah.
only to reappear like closer, close to one of them, and like grab it, do that maneuver where they grab the guy's gun arm and like pull it around to shoot his partner, and then spin and then whip him back around to slit his throat as she steps forward and tosses her knife or her knife across the room and stabs one of the other guys behind the bartender who's got like a shotgun. But
That's
it's
my
like
girl.
so we got so we got Merch flying around shooting people with darts everywhere, and we've got like churches all just like fucking flipping and fucking martial artsing her way through the
Yeah.
through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think they're like the guy, like one of the guys that like the last guy to go down is the guy who appears to be the ringleader, and he's like when Jerkazal gets to him, he looks at her and he goes, it can't be. He's like, you're Zemlothy, and she just and with no expression on her face, she just slits his throat and drops him, and then just kind of stands there for a second.
So
before-
everyone's dead in the room?
Yeah.
I look at the nurse and I go, Nurse, we were supposed to keep one of them alive. Listen,
Oh, I like her.
You do very good work. You do incredibly good work. But for goodness sake, we need a distribution network if we're going to make this planet work for us.
And she knows. She just kind of looks at you and says, "If I may, Doctor, were we planning to stay here?"
I mean, it depends. If there's money here, I might think that it might be a good idea to stay. Side question. He called you. Have you been here before?
Nurse Jerkdazal looks at you and goes, No.
Was there a case of mistaken identity? What is a Zimlothi, and why did he look at you as if you was a goddamn boogeyman when he said it?
She just kind of looks at you. And she just kind of looks at you and goes, "Doctor, I believe we have other pressing matters."
I'm gonna fucking sense that motive. Hell fucking no, is my nurse cooler than me?
I mean, you just saw her.
I don't know. I kind of want to hook up with her.
You just saw her kill. It's possible she might vent.
Yeah.
She is definitely not telling you something, but you also know she is going to continue not telling you stuff and deflecting.
Okay,
She's
hold on.
definitely hiding shit.
So at this point, this is the bridge too far because Murch has known something is going on, and the nurse has been in too many convenient positions to not cover his own ass, right? He's going to walk over to the bar, find the nicest shit bottle of alcohol he can find because it's a dive bar.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to pour a small glass, set it on the counter, and say, "Nurse, do you drink?"
She just kind of looks at you and says, "Only when the occasion strikes me."
He pushes the glass towards her and says, "The occasion has officially swung. Has it
And
struck yet?"
She pushes it back and she goes, "The occasion hasn't."
Nurse, I need to ask you something candidly. As you know, I work on a do not disturb, do not be disturbed rule set. Whatever you do in your personal time is completely fine, and I care not as long as it doesn't affect my work. But it has come to my attention that there are a few things that I, at this point, need to know. And the questions are simple. The first question: are your goals aligning with mine? The second question: do you plan on displacing me at any point? And the third question: is your past going to catch up? And I mean that in the same way that mine might.
She looks at you and she says, "Our goals are not at cross purposes." If that answers that question, replacing you has never been part of my agenda. And as for the third question, you do well to keep questions about people's history to yourself unless you want your own history questioned.
I smile with a big fucking smile and say, "These are acceptable answers. I have one more. The last question. The ship and crews that we are tendering with. You have no ulterior motives with them that will put my station at risk upon theirs if you are discovered with any sort of ill intent, correct?"
I believe your words were, as long as your agenda doesn't interfere with mine."
He smiles and says,
And she just kind of looks at you like those were your words. So
he says, "Right. If you plan on killing anyone on the crew other than that slug, please inform me beforehand so I may have a, what do they call it, bug-out bag ready?" And
Alibi?
he's just gonna start fucking walking out the door expecting her to follow.
yeah, she kind of looks around, and follows out.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yep.
Shame on you for not checking bodies.
They don't have.
She isn't the kind of lowly guy to dig through grifters' pockets. Fuck no. Murch is a man of
Yeah.
science.
Well,
A man of fucked up science.
But science nonetheless.
As far as Jerk Dissolve is concerned, any gear they have is inferior to what she's carrying, and the whatever pitiful amount of credits they may have on them, she's not going to waste her time.
All right,
Yeah.
that's all I needed.
Right on, right on. Cool. And I want to jump back over real quick to Xander. So you've managed to take down as many notes as you could on this thing, on this vision, this dream you had, and whatnot. And you're kind of cross-referencing it against the information you've gained elsewhere. This definitely, this definitely does seem to have a lot to do with the ancient order of androids that you were told about, like that Agent Tourmaline from the Android Abolitionist Front was telling you about. But there's no explanation as to why there was a situation. There's no explanation as to why there were androids fighting other androids, or who any of them were, or what they were all about.
He's never met loyalty, has he?
Nope, Xander has never met loyalty.
Okay. So, yeah, as much as I figured that symbol had something to do with that ancient order, I knew that as much. Which I really want to get to Mercs Republic now.
We're just waiting for Shaba to be able to come back, bro.
Yep. And so you just kind of chilling in your room, or what are you up to? What do we find Xander doing? You've kind of come to these correlations, and you have like this sort of deal.
Well, I have two people I want to talk to.
Okay.
I still want to talk to the multi-dimensional dude that, pulls multiple dimensions into a little thing in his hand, whatever.
Yep. Cyril,
yeah. But I should update him as well. Fuck it. Let's go talk to Cyril.
Yeah. So here you go, looking for Cyril.
He draws a pentagram on the ground.
And I think you probably find Cyril maybe outside of the Mysticism Bay. He is working on Vasa's new gun,
Yeah,
or whatever.
I would definitely
break or something.
Yeah, because he has, I think, the most ranks on board right now. Well, no, Ashir would be there too. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, we're all doing the working as a team.
But it's probably one of those deals where somebody's taking it, where you guys are taking a break or something.
Right.
Like
he just finished his part.
And Xander, you probably run across Cyril like
Cyril's like leaned back against a bulkhead, flipping through these the portal in front of him for dimensions. He's like, where did that damn spoon go? I need to find it.
You'll never find it.
Yeah, and Xander, you walk up and you see Cyril sitting there doing his thing,
mumbling about a spoon.
I have no idea what a spoon has to do with anything, but you seem to have a vast knowledge of the multi-existence of the universe. So, my research needs your knowledge.
Well, your research and mine coincide together, it seems. My investigations all lead to the same point. What is it that you need of me, precisely?
Well, I'm trying to understand the sifter really badly. I know there's information on how to operate it on the Merix Republic, and I need to get there eventually, but your understanding of the multiverse and the effects that the sifter will have on that, yeah.
You believe that the Merix Republic might have more information, but you aren't necessarily certain if this is information that will be useful in a practical sense.
Well, my research points at the Merix Republic, all they have is how to operate it, not how to find it. But we'll learn how to use it, but we won't know where it's at.
We don't necessarily want to know how to use it. In order to protect the multiverse, we have to find the sifter and destroy it.
Well, I guess I'm coming from the understanding that if I know how to use something, then I can take countermeasures to prevent it from anyone else using it.
That is a good idea. If we believe that perhaps, and he like looks around and hopes that Izuki and Dr. Mundo aren't around, and is like
It's just Twinkle with his Victrola.
is like, as long as those Nyarlathotep Vesk don't get a hold of it, I believe we'll be fine. I don't trust them as far as I can throw
Words
them.
like that, no.
That they literally worship Nyarlathotep.
Actually,
No.
remember they don't. They were
Oh.
posing as such, but they actually worship the god of pain and suffering.
Ah, right.
Which is why they. Which is what. Which
If
is
you're
why
going to label them accurately.
Hey, Cyril the character would have remembered. James the person has the memory of 8 minutes tops.
8 minutes.
True. This is true. I've known this man.
Let's see. God damn it.
Have
Well,
we met?
It's Zon Kuthon.
Zonkuthon.
Which is funny, because this is why they like Bazik thinks so highly of Ashira, because he thinks she was purposely putting herself through a lot of punishment in the last battle because she likes pain.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny it, but
Not masochism. This is beyond that.
As long as those Zonkuthon Vesk don't learn of our plans, I don't trust them any farther than I can throw them. And frankly, I'd rather throw them to make some snake leather boots.
Truthfully, I only
Wow.
give them enough information to where they're satisfied without giving them full disclosure. I'm limiting the information that I'm giving them just to abide them or appease them. Yep, appease them.
That's the word.
So they're not whatever, but the majority of the knowledge is retained within myself, so they don't have everything.
Useful. Have they been asking about anything in particular?
They want us. They want me to get as much knowledge about it and get it first before brain fart. The other group finds it or something.
The Dominion of the Black.
Yeah, before the Dominion finds it. And was he one of the ones that had the other dream too?
Yeah.
There's 3.
Yeah, but you wouldn't necessarily have known it. Isiki, but yeah, it was you, Serold, and Isiki that all had this dream, or vision. But
Wait, didn't Melanie
Isiki,
have the same vision?
no, she had a different, like she had something else. Because remember when you
Okay.
guys all took psychic damage randomly, she was actually and didn't seem to have taken any.
That's true. She was asleep.
Yeah.
But I still need to go see her after Xander's done. Go on.
Okay, so I was taking a nap earlier before we left, and I got after the nap, I had the vision for the little robot war thing. I got visited from Isaki that had the same exact vision, and he wanted explanation to it and figured out what I knew about it, or I don't know, this rogue android and an army of androids. And apparently, he had the same vision.
That makes 3 on the
She,
ship that have had this vision. Herself, you, and me.
So what? We just go find this thing and then bang boom, we're done? Yeah?
We can't waste any more time on these little diplomatic games. Whatever is going on
Well-
between the Vesk and the Adari will have to wait.
Well, then you're gonna have to convince somebody.
Believe
Just
me,
4 arms.
I know that the captain is And he like pauses and thinks for a moment on how to say it, and he's like, stubborn, bullheaded. But as long as
It's
we
not that. It's that. Look, I'm not afraid to call you guys new guys because to most of the crew I still am, but they don't listen to people quite the same before they've well, before you've
been
Put in your
through
time.
your
I'm not even going
paces.
I'm not even going to finish that sentence. But yeah, it happens. So maybe I could talk to the captain, put in a word. The biggest issue is we've only got so many ships to go around.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to have a third ship.
As much as I hate to say it, I kind of miss
we
ship
got rid
number
of it.
3.
Yeah, but then we would get into another space fight and get blown up again.
Well, yeah, but
That's
I'm
true.
like, I didn't like it because then I was stuck on a fucking ship with a bunch of NPCs and I didn't have anybody to talk to.
Right. But at this
That's
point,
right.
if we had 3 ships, your ship would be you, your girlfriend Vesa, and her boyfriend Xander. So there'd be at
Yeah.
least 3 of you.
And then Kuega, and then I would force Ashni to come with us because that shit's fucking hilarious.
Ashni could be on your boat, and probably Whistle Fizz, because I need somebody there I can trust.
I think this is about the time that Ashira, you, and Captain Zai, you, and Twinkle, like everybody that's on the Blue Ember hears a rather large explosion sound coming from the engine room, and you get a message from Kolnak. Captain Ashira, Nurks, Twinkle. I could use a little help down here. We've got a bit of a situation.
What do you mean a situation?
I teleport there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way there, gun drawn.
I want to go
Yeah.
too.
Okay,
Can I
we're
go too?
all going.
Fuck it, let's
We're
all go.
gonna be there.
Everybody
Oh,
get in the car. We're
Break
gonna
in the car.
You all go, and you get to the engine room door, and it's shut, and Kolnak and a team of engineers are standing outside of the door, including Vector as well. And he's like, before I open the door, I'd like to tell you, I've got it contained for the most part right now, but I'm going to need a little bit of technical assistance on keeping in a containment field that's going to do what needs done here.
What exactly are we containing?
He goes, that's the part that's going to require opening the door. I just want to make sure those of us with technical skills are ready. And he kind of hands he hands a device to you, Ashira, or like he hands you a device to Ashira. He hands Xander, you got your hand out. You got engineering as well. He's like, he looks at you, goes, right then. He hands you one. He hands one to Zai, and he hands one to Nurks, and Twinkle. And I think Kayla shows up, but he doesn't have enough for Kayla to because he's a technomancer, and he's probably like, well, boss, it looks like we're having an interesting day today. And he's got like a coffee in his hand, and Colmac says, he just kind of goes, now, I want everybody to be prepared, and this is not my fault. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I'm just explaining it. He
That
goes,
probably
"Open the
does get a
door."
laugh out of
So
Twinkle.
confident.
Yeah,
He-
yeah, of course. It never your fault.
and he opens the door, and in the center of the engine room is Melanie, like floating in the air with a shell of energy around, and there's just shit flying around in the engine room. There's just there's just random tools and fucking parts and shit just floating around. He's like, now, what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to help me calibrate the containment field. And Captain, is there somewhere you'd like to have the containment moved to? I'll have to figure out how that works. But it's like the long story short, I've got most everything rerouted to where I don't need to go in the room. But all that flying shit flying around could damage the power core. It could be a liability in the long run.
Hold on, I think I have an infinite worlds that lets me fuck with gravity, so I could potentially make the objects stop flying around. Or at least help
Go
with
ahead and
that.
try that before I do what I'm about
Cause
to
a
do.
hazard that deals damage.
Is she
Stabilizing
like
event.
Kolnak? What happened?
Sealant.
She came in. She came in talking about. She thought there was something bad about to happen. She kept saying it over and over again, and then she just started glowing, and she started glowing and floating. We've tried talking to her, but she seems to have no. She seems to either have no awareness of what we're saying or what's going on, or no ability to respond. I'm not a doctor, so I can't really tell you much of anything. I can tell you the
No, all
energy.
my good doctors are gone.
He's like, I can tell you that the energy around this thing is well, it's rather chaotic. It's like the primal forces here.
Mm.
Okay,
I
quick
think
question.
Go ahead.
Is the glow from around her the same glow from one of my visions of the little box?
No, because the light from the box or whatever is more of a white. This is more like yellow with currents of like purple and blue like running through it.
Aw, she
And
likes you, Besa.
he's like, and she's like, and Kolnak's like, right then, and he kind of gives you like, he's like, Captain, where do you want to take this?
Well, first we're seeing if Cyril can do his thing.
Okay.
There's two things I could do. I could try to make a destabilizing event that would potentially knock her prone, even though she's floating, which means it would probably break whatever concentration she has on these objects. Or I could try and create a barrier around her.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and talk to her?
Well, that was what I was going to do if Cyril's thing doesn't work.
I think I am going to try and do the
And
barrier.
those of you,
Okay, I was going to say, knocking her prone, though, it may be what we end up having to do, because if she gets knocked out and everything stops, then we just have to take her to her room.
Well,
but that's last result.
Yeah.
Those of you with engineering skill who have the device, one of the devices that Kolnak handed you, would pretty much instantly realize what it is. It's meant to contain the energies that she's putting off. It also monitors the energies, and there's a lot of the power level is spiking. Like she's generating more power than your warp core, than your drift core.
Okay.
Your power.
Nurx, full stop.
Yeah, Nurx is like, on it, boss, and she goes running back up to the bridge.
Well, who the fuck was still there flying? I mean,
well,
no. Okay. I
happened
realized we said everybody goes.
Well, yeah, and you guys were kind of in autopilot on the way too, so.
No, and I understand that. But yeah.
And I
we'll
think
start with a full stop.
So,
Yeah.
no time like the present to start using.
So yeah, I'm going to use the 4th level environmental effect to create a number of 5-foot cubes, double the level of the spell. So I'm going to burn a 5th level spell slot so that I get 10 cubes that are all 5 feet cubes. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use them to surround her. And if I have any extras, double the height.
All right. And what is it you're doing here with this? It's
called Infinite Worlds, 4th level environmental, where you create a barrier, the entirety of which must be within the range and area of Infinite Worlds environmental effects, which is, yeah, it's a pretty big effect. The barrier is a number of 5-foot cubes no greater than double the level of the spell slot expended. They must each connect along one side with at least one other cube, have hardness equal to double the level of the spell slot expended, so in this case 10, and have HP equal to 5 times, so 5 times, so they have 25. They might be made of things including old rusting barricades, slabs of ice, and so forth. In this case, he's just summoning, like...
The stuff flying through the air?
Yeah, that's probably it, is he's actually taking the things out of the air and reforming them into solid slabs of sheet metal to try and surround her.
That's cool.
Yeah, so maybe we see like this, like these tools and like parts and stuff, like start like tightening in on the formation. They're spinning around the room and start sort of liquefying together to build this box around her. And and I think this is the point. And Kolnak probably is like, now he's like, activate the devices now, and well, we've got an opportunity to do so. And he starts punching away on his device. So
We shall.
all right, yeah, maybe there and maybe there's like like we see like a field of green energy like come down from the ceiling, and what have you. Something he'd rigged up that creates like a force field around the box that creates a cylindrical force field around the box and what have you, and everything else that wasn't grabbed and the energies that were spiking everywhere start to kind of like everything drops, and you can tell where like the energy is kind of still licking out from the box to the edge of the containment field, but there's nothing that's going flying around towards the power core anymore, and it's contained, and Melanie is contained at the moment.
Okay.
And I think, being that it's 10:30, I think this might be our last scene here as we get it. You know, we've got like
Okay.
yeah, I know it's
Okay.
people have stuff they got to do in the morning. And
I know, sir. I'm one of those.
Yep. So at this point, I think probably get started on sign-offs and start sending me your Player's Choice Awards votes.
Already been
And
there.
we'll start with let's start with Xander. Let's start with Psychopathic.
Crap, that's me.
Yeah.
I forgot my own name.
Pick one.
Exactly. Psych, Scott, whatever. Call me. I most of the time respond to it unless my brain decides to forget who I am, which I just did. All right, so it was Xander. Had a weird vision tonight, trying to figure out the sifter thing. Finally made a connection with Serold so that we can work together to figure things out. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. That's it for today. Okay, so tomorrow, well, we're not doing it tomorrow, but normal Tuesdays on Don't Seattle for Less, anything less, something like that.
There you go.
Don't Seattle for anything less.
I play Sir, who's a decker and is trying to help the group do some very unfriendly. Hey, who cares? Let's do it. We're gonna frame a politician to kill a hooker.
What?
Yeah, that's literally our Shadowrun mission, is to kill a hooker and frame a politician for it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing in that game. Trying to help them do that. I'm not sure how, but we'll do. Okay, the other game I'm on is Saturday nights, the Bitter Ends, where I play Castiel. And yeah, last time was fun. I found another weird little child thing that disappeared, tore up a lizard thing, then teleported out, and then I healed it, and then she hurt me, and then, I don't know. It was a cool little kid that eats metal. Whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
the child thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he does eat metal.
That's fun. And then when we get back on Sunday nights, I in Ballad of Menagerie, when we get that back together and everybody where they need to be, and I'm stressing that, and we're on Planet Z. I'm still sticking to that, whether you change it to Planet Kneecap or whatever.
Patella.
But yeah, I think that's everything I'm in. Yeah, good.
All right. How about we go to Twinkle next?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith, and you just saw me playing Twinkle Bailey, the isekai that is more than willing to be the go-between between the two people who are having the interdimensional dream things and the captain. Because maybe the captain will listen to the small rat man. I mean, nothing else has worked at this point, so... You can also find me on, let's see, nothing this Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we'll have our Don't Seattle for anything less. This Thursday, fingers crossed, we have our have we discussed if we're going to be running on Thanksgiving?
That's exactly what it is.
Mr. Mike?
Ah, my chart needed to be checked even though I hit the button. I've been meaning to discuss that. James Gunner, you cool for Thanksgiving?
Hey,
If not, that's fine.
Should be, but I'm not 100% because I have the family has made themselves a tumorous presence in my life.
Oh,
Gunner.
no.
Ouch.
Because we missed last week, I can make time.
Okay, we will tentatively say that this Thursday we shall, but if we don't boogie, audience, do not be surprised. I will chime in real quick on stream. You'll see the stream go up. I'll say, hey, we're not doing it today, if we don't do it. And then, you know, that sort of thing.
All right.
Anyway, back to your outro, Gunner. Sorry, didn't mean to usurp it.
You're good. You can also find me on, well, this Sunday. We will not be doing Tales from the Cosmos because we have a person who's decided that work is more important. Gary, if you're listening, you know I'm teasing, and we all care deeply about you. So instead, we will be back to Welcome Back Cowboy for another episode of, well, getting up to crazy shenanigans, figuring out what is Blackwater. Why are people just dropping dead? How did we end up working for corporations? I thought we were cowboys.
I love it.
So,
Love
if
it,
you
love
want
it,
to
love
see
it.
more of that, tune in on Sunday.
Right on. All right. let's go with Amy Gedneck.
I fucking love it, you guys. I fucking love that show so much. I fucking love it.
God damn, girl.
It's so fucking good. I love it. Okay. All right. Hi. I'm Amy Gedden. Tonight I played Vesa. I didn't play her very well, but everybody else deserves a spotlight. Sometimes that bitch just needs to shut up and follow along, and that's fine.
You got to put your googly eyes in.
I did, and that makes me so happy. I love it. We're gonna play ping pong with his eyes. It's gonna be so good. So along with this show, let's see here. Saturday nights, every other Saturday, I am in the Bitter Ends. I play Stella Fingertoes. Nope, sorry, Starlight Fingertoes. She is a mechanic who can pick up things with her toes, and my new angel friend decided to allow this feral child on our ship. Not our ship, it's their ship. I'm just kind of commandeering a small space. And like, I don't even think he's had his shots. It was a little fucking scary. There was a kraken that attacked us. I did not cut off one of its tentacles, so we did not have calamari for dinner. But that's fine. We'll get there. We'll eventually have it.
The child had a little calamari.
I mean, the child had a lot of calamari. Like, I'm a little jealous, but also he's scary.
That was an amazing scene. That was so much fun.
It was so good. And usually on Sundays I play Stella Nightshade. Is it Nightshade?
Yes.
Yeah. in Cosmos. She is an elf duskwalker, and she is hopelessly devoted to this little tiny child that might not actually be a child, but also we're not sure. And apparently, she's way too friendly with what is probably the BBEG, but that's fine. It's fine. I don't know yet, but I mean, what do you do? So here we are. And but I also I also get to play Becca Shield in Welcome Back Cowboy. I'm so excited, can't even talk about it right now. Like she's got so much money. We're gonna build a bigger ship, and my ship's like got the best AI, and we're gonna fucking do so much cool shit and figure out what's going on. And you guys should tune in because she's my I love Vesa, but I think that Becca might be my most favorite character because she's just completely off the fucking rails. Like, just there's like she doesn't give a single fuck, and it's so good. Other than that, I will only be doing Thanksgiving dinner, which James, you are more than welcome to join if you don't want to be around your own family. Making a and some other like random bits, but also lefse, which is a Scandinavian bread. It's fucking great. Makes you fat, and I love it. That's me.
Oh yes, because I need to add more weight. Perfect.
Well, I mean, I listen. Lefse takes like 8 fucking hours to make. Not really.
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
exaggerating. Oh, you know?
Well, not 8
No
hours.
one,
Yeah.
no
But
one
it
else
takes
knows
forever.
what lefse is. I love that you know this. That makes me so
I
happy.
have some very yeah.
You have Scandinavian family members?
No, but they're very hot girls.
Hell yeah, they are. Yes. So lefse is an event, and I only make it once a year. It gets cold because my kitchen's like 1,000 degrees. That's it.
Awesome. Brian, why don't you go next?
Yes, Brian, I played Shaba Young tonight, the captain of the Fire Shrike, and just merch is, I don't know. They might have to do something with merch there.
Kill
I
him.
don't know. Don't trust the little radish.
You know,
Probably
you
because I
probably
don't like
shouldn't.
probably because I don't like radishes, so just resonating.
They are
Oh,
tart.
yeah. On Tuesday, I play Sakura, the cybernetically bio-enhanced elf street samurai, and don't Seattle for anything less. And at the moment, that is pretty well it. My Sundays have become somewhat unavailable again. So, yeah, I will be around in anything else if life decides to let me do it. Besides that, that's it.
All right. Let's see. James, you want to go now?
Hi ho, friendolas. My name is James, otherwise known as Nightheart. You caught me here today playing Serold, who might as well be called S because he's pretty much L, except hopefully he doesn't get murdered by a book, but who knows? He might get murdered by a small star child monster energy thing. You can also catch me here on Thursdays, if and when we do some Project Severovo, where I play Olzeg Malganovich, the KGB lieutenant who just wants to be done with all this interdimensional fucking matrix talk because science is not his forte. His forte is shooting people who are our enemies. You can also find me here on Sundays where I play a whole bunch of different characters in Tales from the Cosmos, except this time I'll be playing Shou Liang in Cowboy Bebop, and that's going to be some fun things, and that's just me.
I love you, show.
Right on. And from here it goes to Commodore, David the Gnome, Chris.
All of these things.
Yes, all of the things.
Hi, tonight you watched me play Captain Zai, affectionately known as the Commodore, the most wanted terrorist and space pirate in the Pact Worlds. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so anyway, really nice guy, got a bad rap, hang out with some bad people. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But what else? Oh, yeah, I'm playing. Let me let me pop Stardust on every other Saturday night. So far, that's a lot of fun. If you tune in to our Apocalypse campaign, I'm actually slowly providing all the like fauna for the game. So far, we have giant mutated fish, mutated krakens, um, psychic
Platypus.
walruses that live on Mount Everest, and
Platypi.
yeah, platypus bears,
What's I was gonna
but
say there's a
big
bear
evil
thing.
ones, not the cool ones from Avatar, bad ones.
You're just
So
endangering
I'm
our
having a lot of
lives
fun
every
doing
time
that,
you speak.
right?
I love
But it's
it.
gonna be so much fun, and
Yeah.
I dig that system a lot.
hmm
So yeah, that's really all I'm doing right now. But there are more important things than Captain's Eye. My friend Purple Codex sells T-shirts at tpublic.com. They are fantastic, amazing, and epic. They are so epic, James, if you would.
Die, streamer. You don't belong in this world. It was not by my hand that I was once again given Twitch. I was called here by viewers who wish to pay me tribute. Tribute? You steal viewers' merch and make them your slaves. Perhaps the same could be said of all websites. Your words are as empty as your content. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you. What is a man? A miserable little pile of epic. But enough ethics. How about you?
Boo! It's a repeat. You just made it longer.
Is it a
Didn't
repeat?
get that one before, James.
I don't remember anymore.
I
no.
got you.
No, I thought the last Shakespeare one he did was Poor Yorick.
No, that was
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
What is a man but a miserable little pile of secrets?
But enough talk.
That's
How about
right.
you? I don't know. I'm running out
I
of pop
still like
culture
it.
references.
I can give you some
Yeah.
pop culture references.
Yeah, you will.
You can
Ooh.
just like start watching basic commercials about like Pop Tarts and stuff and changing Pop Tarts to
I've done that
next
already.
week
I
do
made jokes
Bowflex.
about fucking medical commercials.
We've
where
already
they're...
read off the back of the Jim Beam bottle.
Yeah, and
True.
I've
Right.
also made a joke about medicine commercials where, like, the fucking old people are dancing. Meanwhile, it's like, by the way, if you take this medicine, so certain side effects include, like, extreme death syndrome.
I forgot I loved that
Yeah, they've all
one.
been
Talk to
good.
your doctor today
Even the
about
bad
Purple
ones.
Codex.
Right.
Yeah,
By the
please
way,
consult your
Codex,
doctor if
just
you're
so you
healthy
know,
enough.
just so you know, Codex, when we were playing the Apocalypse game,
Yes.
she did the other part.
It was
Oh.
horrible. I was so bad at it.
Aw.
Nah, it was super awesome. You should check it out. Anyway,
It
on to
was
my friend Purple
ugly.
Codex. Woo!
Side note, Wednesday, Thursday, I will be in Winfield for obvious reasons.
Oh, nice. I'm off both Wednesday and Thursday. And the Jester's
off
off
Thursday.
Thursday.
I will be cooking because you know Amy fucking cooks for goddamn Army, and so
Yeah, she invited me to come over. I was like,
you should.
I'm avoiding large social gatherings, and I
Right.
really am. I'm
But
trying to be
there's free
responsible.
food.
I know, but
Shame
You
no
can wear a
one
mask.
for their safety of
Fuck a
COVID.
mask.
My favorite Dr.
Oh,
Seuss
no.
book is My Foot and Other Things Going Up Your Ass If You Do Not Put On That Fucking Mask.
right?
Amen.
Okay, anyway. I'm Purple Codex, and I stream when I can. I am here every Monday night unless I'm either fucking so sick I feel dead, or if I get scheduled to close at work. Other than that, I'm always here. So, I don't have any like. God, it's been so long since I did a charity stream. I'm gonna have to do another one of those soon. I'm gonna have to like ask off for like 2 days so I can do like a 24-hour one.
I want to be on your charity stream.
You gotta be on my charity stream. I think the longest one I did was like 9 hours, and I was fucking exhausted mentally after that.
Yeah, it's when you got to bounce off of other people.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But that was before you were allowed to medicate yourself, so it
That's
could be
true.
way easier this time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I don't have any announcements or anything, so that's it for me.
Awesome. Right on. Then it goes on to win 5, get 1 free.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike, also known as Win 5, Get 1 Free, and today you just caught me playing Matthias Merch Dishborg, the hateable little radish man who's being hateable and a little radish man. Also, why, yes, thank you for noticing. These are new headphones. My ones shat out the other day, and I got some $60 ones instead of $140 ones. Surprise, surprise, they work better for some reason. You can also catch me on Thursday, where I am running, I almost said Easy Relighter. Wow, I'm fucking out of it tonight.
A long time
where-
ago.
Yeah, rip Easy Relighter, RIP Universe. But no, where I'm running Project Severovo, the game where things are going topsy-turvy-whirvy. Uh-oh, somebody made a fucky-wucky in the universe code, and something's happening. Who the fuck knows anymore? You can also catch me on various Saturdays for black box theaters and just as grab bags, depending. Not usually nowadays because I have a liquor store job and I have to close at 11, so, you know, I'm exhausted and it's already 11. But anyway, you can catch me on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/thathoon if you are wanting to catch us live and in the act, ashamed and afraid, and maybe sometimes naked, but probably not. You can catch us on Twitch TV or twitch.tv/pair_o_dice_theater. If you want to catch us pre-recorded in the act, and not so ashamed, bold and brazenly, not knowing a camera is pointing at us while we're robbing a Denny's, you can catch us at youtube.com/Paradise Theater. And if you want to catch us spouting random shit because we're drunk at 3 a.m. and love to put out hot memes, you can catch us on Twitter at Pair Theater. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5, Get 1 Free, and that is my outro.
Terms of service, streamer, no naked.
Yeah.
Well, that
I've
brings
got
it
a
back-
male presenting nipple for you right here.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Real quick before Jester, before you do your thing, can I do a small itty bitty plug?
A what?
A
A
what?
little plug? A merch plug.
Okay.
I want to do a merch
Oh.
plug.
Sure.
Tiny one. If you want a Bortz Booze and Bitches t-shirt, I'm also on TeePublic. And you can look for Armageddon. And there are Bortz Booze and Bitches t-shirts.
Bitch, I need that link.
Go look. I will find it and send it to you. But yeah, they're it's they're so fucking.
Let's
Hang on.
fucking go!
Hang on.
So-
My friend Amy Gedden sells t-shirts at tpublic.com. They do have ethics.
Mildly
adding.
so.
Nice.
Not nearly as epic as
Uh.
Purple Codex's shit, but it's Bortz Booze and Bitches. So okay, that's it.
It's
We're all
merch
gonna
worth
have
dying
that
over.
where- Yeah.
Yes.
It's
We're-
some merch
we're-
worth
we're-
dying over. That's nice.
Nice. Awesome. We're gonna have to do a stream where we're all wearing a board shirt. That's great. That's just gonna have to happen.
That
It's gonna
just
be
all
a-
depends on if the totally intelligent and nice individuals who run Roll20 decide to let us use our cameras and not be useful individuals to society.
They definitely are the people who we would say have ethics, right? Just kidding. Don't zap me, Roll20 overlords.
Oh Lord. I'm gonna get all controversial here too. Well, I guess that brings it back to me. I am the Just a King Zerat, and you can catch me here on my favorite group of space terrorists, space, pirates and never do wells. You can also catch me here. I don't believe we're doing it tomorrow night due to the holiday season fucking everybody up. My schedule is off for sure, but on most Tuesdays, you can catch me playing in Don't Seattle for Anything Less as Salvo, the elf combat mage who loves fireballs as much as Shaba does. And you can also catch me every other Saturday night for The Bitter Ends, our Apocalypse World campaigns. Yeah, they literally had their ship lifted up out of the water by a kraken, and the child thing, Eot, used his ability called kicking, biting, scratching, screaming, and quite passably to go after a giant tentacle of a giant mutated squid. Um, while swinging on a rope. It was batshit crazy. He was hanging from a rope from a boat that was in the air and swinging around, and decides he's going to go attack the tentacle. Swings over and just goes nuts. It's ridiculous. It was insane. Um, and it was also a lot of fun. We laughed for several minutes. Eventually, we'll be able to get the Ballad of the Menagerie back on track. I am still casting for that, working on that. Hopefully, we will get back to that at some point. I will stay tuned and I will keep posting you, and hopefully, I will eventually have this. Guess what? We're going to do it. But it is not this time just yet. With that said, I don't think I have any. Oh, I have one other thing. Sometime this week I might stream over on my other channel of Zerat. I had to replace my headphones for that for my PlayStation. So now that that's out of the way and replaced, I can do that now. So you might keep an eye on Zerat on Twitch, and I might actually be over there at some point this week. But with that said, I don't have any further announcements or anything major that's happening or whatever. So let's get an RIP. RIP Fern and get out of here. RIP
R.I.P. Fern.